Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. So my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and it's Friday night. What? Oh yeah. So we're doing lake retreat. Lake retreat. Oh yeah. We got clouds, mountains, trees, water. You name it. We're doing it tonight. So say hello, hello if you're painting with me tonight. Let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight. Of course, we have to give props to you know who. He's lounging. He's a lounging boy. Let me show you my handy dandy table. Okay, so you know what you're working with tonight. We got same colors every single party. Blue, white, red, yellow, and black. Of course, I have my coffee. Then we have our weapons this evening. I have a large fluffy. He's a beat up stiff bristled brush. I have a medium fluffy. He is a stiff bristled beat up brush. I have mini me in the house because he looks just like big boy except he's small shader. We have tiny in the house. He is a small round for details. And of course it's big boy. Oh yeah, he is a 1-inch flat. So when you clean your brushes, you're going to swirl, you're going to tap, you're going to dab on your paper towel, and you want to dab in the direction of your bristles. You want your brush to be moist but not dripping. And of course there's Mr. Nifty because we use him for the details too. I send him out free for whoever sends me support. That's over $3, so thank you very much. Okay, and let's get the hellos started. Hi, Jinsey. How are you doing, sweetheart? Hello, hello, hello. How are you, sweetie? And let's see what else is going on here. April is here. Hello, 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 April. Sheila, Tina B in the house. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. So let's see. Did I get everybody so far? I got everybody. Is stars enabled? Because hello, 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 Tammy. You made it. You made it. Awesome. So can somebody tell me if stars is on, please? Because I didn't have a button. Jinsey sent stars. Thank you, Jinsey. Awesome. Thank you so much, doll. Oh, you're wonderful. Because I don't know, they change, but I say this every video, but every video I keep running into them changing buttons, and I don't know what's going on. Hello, 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 Christine. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. Geraldine's here from Ireland. What? Kenneth is new to the fam. Everybody say hi to Kenneth. Rachel, Becky. I'm writing fast. Becky's here from Ohio. Joan is here. Hello, 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 Joan. How are you? Florence is hanging out with us tonight. Hi, Florence. How are you, sweetheart? All right. I know Kenneth is new to the fam. If you're new to the fam, please let us know. We'll give you a warm Eve's Creations family welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Jinsey. So those of you following my little makeup escapade, I went with purples tonight. And baby doll lips. I feel like a little porcelain doll. You know how they have like the little lipstick on and, you know, their eyes are usually very bright. So that's what I feel like, you know, playing with my new hobby. Those of you that are supporting me through that, thank you so much. Oh no, healing prayers to hubby. Tina B's husband needs some healing wishes, guys. So send them her way. And hello, 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 sweetheart. Oh, that sounds good. You could be a watcher. Watchers are totally allowed, Ann. We have watchers, we got creepers, we got painters. So everybody, you're all welcome. You're all welcome in Eve's Creations fam. All right, so we got some new people. I know Kenneth is new, and Geraldine's hailing in from Ireland. What? Hello, my love. Hello, hello, hello. Yolanda is here. Hello, 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 Yolanda. How are you doing, sweetheart? I wrote everything so fast, I hope I'm going to be able to read my handwriting. Rachel and Robert. Oh, that's your stepdad? Rachel, my father's name was Robert. 6,000%. So that's pretty cool. That was my dad's name was Robert, too. All right, so I'm going to put you guys in your handy-dandy holder. All right, so I am working on a 16 by 20 canvas. It's 20 this way, 16 straight up and down. If you're working on a different size canvas, that is fine. As long as you're in the general area that I am in, you're going to be able to rock this. Let me move you back so you can get the whole thing. I cannot show you both at once what I'm working on and where we're going. So if you need a reference, take a screenshot for yourself so you can have a reference. And we're kid friendly. Thank you so much, Jinsey. Yes. So all of my videos are kid friendly. So if you guys could watch your comments, I'm going to try to watch this thing. It's not always easy. But I'm going to try to watch this thing. You guys watch your comments and we're going to be all set. Okay, guys? So I think I got everybody. I hope I got everybody. If I do roll call and I missed you, just let me know. This is your session, guys. If you have any questions, 6,000% ask them. There's no dumb questions, right? Because everybody's at a different level and a different point in their creating journey. And right, Becky? I know. Sometimes it's not that easy, but I tried. And if I miss something, if I miss you asking something or writing something that is to me, because you guys chit-chat amongst yourselves. I love that. I think that's awesome. See? I had filter. Just type it again. All right, just type it again, and I'll catch it on the flip, okay? So everybody get your screenshots. You're all ready? You guys ready, Freddy Spaghetti? I'm ready. This is going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to learn a lot of things. I posted all those past blasts. Wow. Past blasts for you, for how to paint mountains, how to paint trees, how to paint clouds. Those are all on my YouTube channel. So make sure you could go and check those out as well to help you along with this painting. And here we go. Oh, it's the almighty blank canvas. It's so scary. We're going to hit it with our almighty brushes though. Jinsey, is the music okay for you? Jinsey, is the music okay for you or does it need to be lower? You let me know, hon, okay? So, I'm Swirl Tap Dab and Big Boy. We're starting with Big Boy in the house. And we're going to put our sky on. Alright, so you're just grabbing blue and you're grabbing white. Blue and white, everybody. Hi, Debbie. How are you, sweetheart? Okay. Sounds good to me, Debbie. Chasing a 10-year-old and trying to watch a video. I love it. 6,000%. That works for me. It's all good. Alright, blue and white. Blue and white. We're just doing a nice simple sky. Blue and white. Okay, you want it to be a little bit darker of a blue, just because we're putting clouds on top of it, and you know, you want your clouds to be able to show up. It's okay? Everything's okay? Alright, cool. Alright, so you want everything to show up, so you want it to be a little on the darker side. If you're painting and it looks like that, grab more paint. Okay, 6,000%. And we are just doing blue and white. That's it. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Blue and white. Blue and white. There you go. You know, and if you want to put different colors in, you can put different colors in. It's your sky. Doesn't really matter. Just if you're going to put different colors in, when we do the lake part, you want to do the same thing. Okay, so if you're adding different colors in your sky, if you're feeling very creative, that is fine. Just when we do the lake, you want to make sure that the same colors are in your lake. Okay? It's all good, Jinsey. No worries. That's why I asked you. I know that the music can be a bit too much sometimes, and you know, I have that too. I get auditory. What is it called? Auditory overstimulation. There you go. That's a mouthful for you. I get the same thing, so I totally understand. If you guys ever need me to lower the music or take a break or whatever, just let me know, okay? Alright, so you want your sky in to about halfway. Go a little further down than you think you're going to go. Okay, so about halfway down. You know, maybe a little further just to have a little bit of wiggle room. Have a little bit of wiggle room as you're adding things into the painting. So, it's all good. Okay, so we're going to add this in. And then you're going to put the area where your water is. Okay, so you're just going to turn around, and right here, right, so the water is the water. See where the water is in the painting? So it's going from the center to an angle to that corner, okay? So I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to go in like the center here. I'm going to go in the center, and then I'm going to angle it that way. Alright, and go bigger than you actually want it. Go bigger than you actually want it. This way you're not filling it, trying to fill it in later. And like I said, if you have colors in your sky, make sure that you put those colors into your water as well. Alright, 6,000%. So we are just filling in the water area. And like I said, I'm going to make it bigger than I actually want it. So I'm going to go all the way down the center. I might as well just fill the whole canvas with it, right, at this point. I only have one little piece I didn't fill. Right? So, but I'm going into the center. I'm going on to the side here. Okay, going to come over here some more. So, you know, that's how we're doing that. Alright, 6,000%. Put that in, smooth everything out. And now I'm just gonna, your Blick paints came in today with the small sizes first. Excited. And you have my brushes. Awesome. So that's so cool, Jinsey. That's amazing. I'm so happy that all of that came in for you. And thank you for ordering the brush set. So now you can use exactly what I'm using for every single video. So that's really awesome. I'm glad that you're able to start painting. Can't wait. You're gonna, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. Oh God, I can't sing. I'm gonna grab yellow. I'm gonna grab yellow with this blue and white that's going on here. Okay, and I'm just gonna block in where my grassy areas are going to be. It doesn't matter how this color comes out. It really doesn't. It's in the green family, which is fine. Alright, but I am just kind of putting this in here so I know where it's going to be. That's all. I'm just blocking in color right now. That's all we're doing. So I'm grabbing blue, I'm grabbing white, I'm grabbing yellow, and we're just going to block some color in here. Alright, just so we're not working with an empty canvas. So I'm going to block some green in over here, and I'm going to block some green in over here. Alright, just so I have all the spaces filled. Just so I have all the spaces filled, that's all. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to block in some green over here. And then I'm going to take the green and I'm going to go all the way across. So if this is my center, hi Becky, a little bit below that, all right, and I'm just going to swoop a line across, and that is going to be where, you know, I know my trees are going to go. All right, that's where my trees are going to go. So, no worries. Alright. Now, we're going to put, hi Becky, we're going to put Big Boy away. You know, you want to wipe them off first before you put them in your water. Okay, so I'm going to wipe off my Big Boy. And see that I have new towels when I show you, but all my old towels are underneath. I use a paper towel up until there's like no more, like absolutely no more towel you could possibly have. That's how much I like use the towel. It's like there's no clean area on it whatsoever. You're using your cheap acrylics for crafting and saving the good paints for painting. Awesome. And I do love the brushes. You're going to use them up. Oh, okay. So you're answering to Tina B. I got you. All right. So we're going to put Big Boy away, and we're going to take out Medium Fluffy. So Medium Fluffy is just a beat up stiff bristled brush If you did get the set from me, you know, you guys should be beating these up, beating them up, beating them up, beating them up, you know, so they lose bristles and they become nice and fluffy for you. Fluffy in the house. In the house. If you don't have a fluffy, just any beat up, stiff bristled brush will work. Alright, so we're going to do our clouds. So I'm going to grab my white paint over here. And I'm going to do a little dab dab. Get that all in the bristles. And then we're just going to swirl. We're just swirling. We're just swirling. That's it. Swirly doos. We're making swirly doos. Swirly, swirly doos. And as the background mix in, absolutely. Do I want that? Absolutely. So you want to go up, you want to go down, right? And notice that I'm running out of paint and I'm not grabbing anymore because I want that. I want that darker color in there. See how this is really white and that's darker? I want that. That is, it is something that I want to happen. Okay, so make sure you're going up, make sure you're going down, all around, right? Up, down, all around. Okay, because you don't want this to be a perfect square. It's a cloud. Okay, now that I got my shape, I'm going to grab more white. I'm going to dab, dab, dab. And I'm going to come in here. And now I'm just going to do like little swoops like this. Okay, little swoops. Little swoops like that, and then do a little, like I'm just dabbing and smushing and feeding them into the rest of the cloud. Okay, just dabbing and smushing and feeding them into the rest of the cloud. So the trick is very, very little paint. You could always add more. You know, it's very hard to take it away. And when you put these in, make sure you're leaving an area where it is still a shadow. Okay, so if you have your dark area in here, you're going to put another pop of the white little swirl behind that. Alright, you don't want to lose that, that shadow part. It's very important. It's very, very, very important. And then I'm just going to soften these that I put in there. I'm just going to soften these that I put in there. That's all. Right? Not too much, very light, little, just notice I'm swirling with my hand like this. Okay? And I'm going to let this dry, and I'll come back and hit it with some bright spots. And we had a cloud on the other side, so same thing, guys, okay? So if you really mess this up, and this is a big globby mess, leave it alone, let it dry. If you use too much paint, or this is just becoming a big mushy thing, and you keep trying to play with it, leave it alone and let it dry. And go over to the other cloud. Because if you keep trying to play with this, yes, Debbie, that's okay. So if you're getting bristles in your, with the fluffies, you have to turn around. You got to beat them up. And when you go to paper towel them, you want to mash them. And then kind of like do a little flicky with your hand to get the loose bristles off of it. If you get a bristle anywhere, all you do is you take your brush and you push in the opposite direction of the bristle like this, and it'll lift it off, and then you take it off of your brush. Okay, so if you're getting bristles from your fluffy, that's okay, that's to be expected. So you just take your brush and you do one of these and push opposite of which way the bristle is, and then you can pull it off of your brush. So, but with fluffy, you want to make sure that when you swirl, tap, dab them and you mash them in the paper towel, you're getting those extra bristles off of them so they don't land on your painting. And since I just showed Jinsey that, I'm going to put the bright spots into this cloud. So here, there, not everywhere, I put brighter white paint. And again, I just did the, that's what your finger and toothpick's for. Yep, you can do that too. So we're going to do the cloud on the other side. Ba, 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 ba. So, got fluffy, smash paint, very little paint, and swirly do. Swirly do, we're swirling. Oh yeah, swirling, swirling, swirling. Swirling, swirling, swirling. Yep, so that's going to happen with the new fluffies. It's going to happen. The more bristles you lose, the better they become. but you are going to wind up with bristles coming out as you're painting. So you just take your brush and kind of push on them a little bit in the opposite direction of them laying, and it'll lift the bristle right off your painting. So it's kind of like a necessary evil. It's going to happen. All right, so very little paint. Hi, Britton. How are you, sweetheart? Hi, Irene. What's going on? Yes, no, there's no rewinding, Britton. You gotta wait. Hi, Irene. Hi, sweetheart. All right, so I swirled until there was no paint left to swirl. I'm going to grab some more. I'm going to smash, smash, smash. Oh, thank you so much, Irene. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're good, but got here late. That's okay. That's all right. You can still paint along with us. Just throw, you just skip the clouds, that's all. Just skip the cloud part, but you can get your background and the blue over here and the green on here real quick as I'm playing with my clouds. So I'm grabbing more white. Now I'm going to just put little arching areas here, there, not everywhere, right? Because you don't want to lose that shadowy part. Right? And then I'm just blending them out. I'm just blending them out, that's all. And you can put as many clouds or as little clouds as you want. It doesn't matter. So, close up. See how I have the shadow and the bright? See? That's how you want it. Okay? So see how I have the bright parts and the shadows behind it? So when you start off, you're going to just keep swirling that white till it's swirl no more. Because you want those darker areas, and then you just put the white on and swirl it, dab it in. But here, there, not everywhere, because you still want those dark areas to show through. Okay? 6,000%. Alright, so I'll give you all a chance to catch up, Mustard, because I just finished work today. You're ready to relax with painting for now. Nice, and you got a cool light rain going on. That's awesome. So I'll give you guys all a chance to catch up, Mustard. What? Right? Because I was just throwing paint around. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. So, Irene, I feel like a little Cupid doll. Like one of those baby dolls that have like the pink lips. And I did the purple. So, that's I'm playing with like the bolder stuff. So, because I like color. Really? Really, Eve, you like color? So, I like color. I don't think I need to say that. So, I was trying some of the bolder colors tonight. And trying not to look. Remember when I came on and I had that blue eyeshadow like all the way up to like my forehead? So I'm trying to learn how to do bold colors without with it still being like looking like a normal person. That's what I'm doing. Alright, we're going to do some roll call. I've got Debbie in the house, and Ann is here. Jincy's hanging out with us. April, Sheila, Tina B, Tammy, Patricia, Christine, Geraldine from Ireland is here. Kenneth and Rachel and Robert and Becky and Joan, Florence, Yolanda, Becky, Britton, Irene, and Tina's husband. And you take flack all the time over liking color. Hi, Jamie. Hello, sweetheart. I look marvelous, darling. Thank you so much, Sheila. You're a sweetheart. Thank you, guys. Okay, so April and Jessica is here with you, April. Hi, Jessica. How are you doing, sweetie? So we got Jessica in the house, and somebody just said hi. Jamie said hi. Hello, 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 Jamie. How are you, sweetie? All right, so if I missed you, let me know, guys. Let me know. And, so Stars is enabled to send support. We figured that out in the beginning. I am going to post my other links So you guys have them because I have Venmo, I have PayPal, I have Cash App to send support. If you send me more than $3, number one, thank you very much. Number two, private message me your address because you get Mr. Nifty's for free. Alright, so I send out Mr. Nifty's for anybody who sends me support. So let's see what I got. One more to do. I got Venmo to do. And then I'm going to post my YouTube link because all of my replays are available on YouTube. My sister's been kind of busy with her grandson, but they will get on there. Absolutely. Somebody said hi. Where is she? Where are you? Sally! Hi, Sally. Welcome to the fam, love. Welcome to the fam. Hi, Sally. How are you doing, sweetie? So, Sally's here. Everybody give Sally a warm Eve's Creations welcome. Everybody give Kenneth a warm Eve's Creations welcome. And I think there's a few other new people. I'm not really sure. It went so fast. Okay. So, we're going to grab Big Boy and we're going to, you're curious about the degrees on the wall behind me. Oh, my college degrees? Alright. Hello, new fam. That's the way to do it, Jinsey. Alright, who asked that? Ann is here. Hello, 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 Ann. How are you, sweetheart? Hold on, let me write Ann down. Where's Ann? There's Ann. Hi, Ann. So, I have another Ann on here. There might be two of you, though. Okay, thank you so much, Tina B, for the stars. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. My degrees. Okay, they're going to be backwards. But this one is my bachelor's degree. It's from Monmouth University. And it's a bachelor's of science in mathematics. And then, hi, Trish. And then this one is from Ashford University, and it's my master's degree in education with mathematics specialization. So those are my pieces of paper. Those are my pieces of paper. Okay? So, all right. We got to get back to painting, otherwise we'll be here till midnight. And nobody want to be here till midnight. All right. I'm swirl tap dabbing, Big Boy. I'm not worrying about getting them that clean. Yes, math. Mathematics, Jinsey. Yep. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. So, we're making brown. Alright, so I got my white right there. Talented and smart. Thank you so much. I'm going to grab blue. I'm going to grab red. I'm going to grab yellow. And I'm going to mix this all up with the white. And let's see what happens. Let's see what I get. Let's see if I get brown. Alright, I'm getting, it looks purple, so I got to grab more yellow. I'm just making a mess. That's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. We're making a mess. I don't know why I thought I could keep my brown in this little pocket right here. Alright, so I'm going to grab more red. I'm just going to, every color on my palette, I'm just going to mix my whole palette together to get brown. And we're going to push it over here to, so I can mix it better. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I have to go grab some more white. I have to grab some more white. So when you're working with brown, you have to remember that if you play with brown too much, it's going to lift right off of your canvas. So you don't want to play with it too much. It's kind of like you have to put it on there and keep it moving. Okay? So, I don't know what's with YouTube today. It seems like after every song it's an ad. They keep doing that now. I don't know anything about how the stars are for you guys. So whatever it's saying or it's doing, or I know it's a penny a star. Unless they changed it, maybe they have a special going on. I have no idea. Thanks, guys, for the compliments with my college degrees. Thank you so much. So we need mountains, okay? And the mountains are over here. I got all this brown on my brush. Thank you so much for the stars, Tammy. Thanks, Tina B. So we got the brown all on my brush from mixing it. And I'm just going to come over here and I'm just going to put in some sort of mountain shape. I don't know. And I'm going to pull it down. Okay, so let's do a shape like that. Alright, and we're just going to pull it down. And then put maybe another one here. And pull it down. Okay, so you want these mountain shapes in there. However you want your mountains to be, it's fine. Whatever you want them to look like. I'm covering part of my cloud with my mountains. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down here. Now, I want to wipe off my brush. And I still have... Oh, thank you so much, Irene. Thank you, thank you. And you know what's funny is that the counter... The thing that counts how many stars are coming in isn't adding it up, but that's okay. It's still registering that you're sending them though. So yeah, they're constantly changing stuff on Facebook. So I'm gonna because I don't like to waste paint, I'm gonna wipe Big Boy on the side of my palette here to get all that extra paint out of him, and then I'm going to smush them into my paper towel to get all that paint off of them. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to turn around, and on the bottom of my mountain I'm going to lift upwards, and this is going to just soften the bottom of your mountain. You want it to be soft, 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 soft. Okay, so I'm just pressing and dabbing and lifting upwards. Pressing and dabbing and lifting upwards. Okay, pressing, dabbing, lifting upwards. Alright, so that softens, and then you can do a little zigzag, a little back and forth if you want to, just like that, and it's going to soften the bottom of your mountain. I think I sent you 500 hold on, let me hit the button. Debbie, it is coming in that people are sending. I don't see you on the thing, Debbie. I don't see you on the list. Hi, Bonnie. How are you, sweetheart? So I'm not really sure. Like I said, guys, stars for me, basically, this is what I see, right? I see who donated, and I see the amount, and then it does a tally up top. The tally up top isn't working, but if I hit that, I see a list of names of who sent stars. Okay, so that's all I see. I don't see, I think the video auto-generates asking for stars. I don't do that. I don't see what you guys are seeing as far as the pricing and the offering. I don't see that. So, y'all help each other with that one, okay? So, some of you are really proficient with how the stars work, and others are just figuring it out. So 6,000% ask if you're not sure, because the ladies, there's a few ladies on here that are really good at it. Okay, now that I have that in and the bottom softened, I'm going to grab some white paint, and I'm going to grab some brown paint. Alright, and I'm going to keep it all separated on my brush. So I'm just doing a little dab on the tip of my brush. There it is, Debbie. That worked. That worked, hon. I saw it pop up. That worked. Okay? So, mixed on my brush and very light touch. I'm just going to go to the top of my mountain here, and we're just going to pull and then lift. Pull and then lift. Okay, pull and then lift. Wherever you want the piece of your mountain that's facing that way. Okay? So you just pull and then lift. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm going to go where the softness is, and I'm just going to lift upwards to get the bottom of that all soft. And you can do a little back and forth motion if you want to. You just want it to be really, really soft on the bottom. Okay, so next thing, pull and then lift. Lift. So you don't want to pull it all the way down. You're going to just pull with your brush and then lift your brush off the canvas. Okay, so you're going to pull and then lift. Lift it off of the canvas. You know where the light source is. That's right. It's coming over from this end. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I wiped my brush all off. I didn't wash it, but I wiped it. And I'm going to grab some brown and some black just on the tip of the brush, right? Again, didn't mix it. And now I'm going to come in to the other sides. Let me try to get the camera up close to these mouth. There we go. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. All right. So now with black and brown, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go the opposite direction and put in the dark areas. Okay, and I'm just dabbing. So whatever areas that you want to be dark. Okay, so you put a little bit of black and a little bit of brown on your brush. And you fill in the areas that are going to be like the other side. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to just pull this down. Just pulling that down. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Wiping my brush off, and then I'm going to lift. Alright, and everything's a little bit of paint, little bit of paint, little bit of paint. Okay, guys? A little bit of paint. And if you totally messed up your mountain, that's okay. Just cover it with a tree. Just cover it with a tree later, okay? If you messed up your mountain. Alright, now I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. Alright, now we're cleaning, big boy. Now we're cleaning them off, right? Through that whole process, we didn't clean them. We just wiped them. We just wiped them so the globs of paint would be gone. But it still all had the same colors in it. Alright, because that helps us. Having to attend another business work. Okay. Oh, alright. Have a good night, Sherry. Thank you so much for coming on with us. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, so I'm swirl tap dabbing big boy, and I'm going to grab just white now. Just on the tip of my brush. And then I'm going to pull most of it off. So there's hardly any paint on this brush now. And I'm going to go, let me go, here. There we go. And I'm going to go right on the top of my lighter areas. And then very, very lightly, I'm going to line this up. And then I'm just going to very lightly put in these brighter areas. Okay, very lightly. Very, very, very light touch. Okay. And like I said, if you messed your mountains up, that's okay. Because you can cover them with a tree later on. You can cover them with a tree later on if you mess them up. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys? So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our large fluffy. Right? Now, those of you who are working with the new brushes, sprinkled, those of you that are working with the new brushes, right, when you swirl, tap, dab them and then mash them really, 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 really good. And a lot of bristles are going to fall out. And then take your hand and do one of these to get any loose bristles before you paint with it, okay? And we're going to make a really dark green. I don't have any yellow on my palette. I need to get yellow on my palette. Don't have any yellow on my palette. I don't have any red on my palette either. Everything went to the brown. Everything went to the brown. All right. So, okay, Carolyn, bye, sweetheart. Hi, Pat. How are you, honey? How are you? How are you? Okay, so with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to grab blue, and I'm going to grab the yellow, and I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of white, because I want this to be dark. I want this to be dark. Okay, so we're going to dab all that in there, and now my brush is loaded with paint. So very lightly, I'm going to tap this in. And I'm going to go like this soft area on the mountain. You're going to go under that. You're going to go under that. So you want that soft area peeking through. So I'm just tapping very lightly. And then once I clear the mountain, I can go a little bit higher. So we're just smushing, baby. We're just smushing. We're smushing along here. Smush, 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 smushing. We're just smushing. That's what we're doing. And up and down and all around and all this happy stuff. We're just smushing. Right? We're making it. And do some more smushing underneath if you want. Because you want this to be soft. You want this to be soft. Okay? So if you notice, I didn't grab any more paint. So small amount of paint. And I keep smushing it because on the bottom, I keep smushing it. Don't smush up top anymore. Stick and move. Put it on, keep it moving. All right? On the bottom, you want to smush, smush. Okay? On the bottom of it, you want to smush, smush. All right? Right along the bottom. And then where your land is, you're going to do a little zigzag zoom here. Zigzag zoom over here. Zigzag zoom over here. Okay, little zigzag zoom there. Alright, so you're going to soften all of that out. Just like that. And just like that, guys, you made a forest. Holy schmolies. Right? Couple little smushes across the canvas, and look at that, you made a forest. Well, I'm telling you guys got skills. Alright. Now, I'm going to grab my small fluffy, my medium-sized one, and I'm going to make like almost like a turquoise color. So I'm grabbing that blue with that green, and I'm going to add more white to it. So when I add more white to it, it's going to make like this pretty turquoise color. Alright, so now I'm going to take all the paint out of my brush. And what we're going to do is you're going to leave the softness. So you're going to go underneath your softness, right? You don't want to lose that. And now you're smushing light taps with the turquoisey color. Okay, light taps with the turquoisey color. You know, and you can go up and you can go down, right? So now we're doing a line of turquoise. All right, and this is just to make it look like it had layers. So now you notice I didn't grab any more paint. I took that right across the whole canvas in that first little load of paint that I had. All right, I didn't grab any more paint. Absolutely not. All right, and now that I have this on there, I'm going to wipe my brush off. Bye, Becky. See you later. I'm going to wipe my brush off, get all that excess paint out of it, and we're going to smush the top part of this. And you want to do like little swirls too. So you want to do like little swirls, and little smushins. Alright, and you want to soften this all out. So don't go past these nice pieces right here, okay? So you're working up to those pieces, but don't turn around, don't soften out these nice little pieces right here. Alright, those are your money pieces. And I'm going to soften the bottom too. I'm going to soften the bottom too. Okay? So I'm just swirling that paint I just put on. No paint on my brush at all. I'm swirling the top, but you don't want to lose those pieces right there. So don't go tippy top, just close to it. And then you're going to so that'll create a mist. Close up. See? See how I have that detail still on top, but then it's looking misty underneath? Okay, so you don't want to go tippy top and lose those little details, but you want it really, really soft underneath. Yep, acrylic paint's all about layering, hon. You got it, 6,000%. Alright, speaking of layers, next layer. Next layer, you want it to be a lighter green now. So I'm grabbing my yellow with that green pile that I made before. Right, I'm going to make sure it's a lighter green. It is a lighter green. Right, and I'm going to roll my brush out so I don't have that much paint on them. And we're going to tap. And you're going to tap underneath your misty area. So I'm starting over here. And we're going to smush. And you're going to smush, but you want to make sure you're not covering that misty area you just worked really hard to get. Okay, so you're going to go underneath that. And now you have a forest that has mist between the trees. Alright? And again, if you notice, I didn't fill my brush up. I'm still using the same amount of paint. Hello, Helen. How are you, sweetheart? I'm still using whatever paint is on this brush. So everything is small amounts of paint. Small amounts of paint. And I'm going to grab a little bit more yellow. And I'm going to tap in. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. I'm going to tap in some brighter yellow pieces. So I'm grabbing a little bit of yellow. I'm smushing it down. And I'm going to tap in, here, there, not everywhere, some brighter little yellow pieces. I told you, this painting has everything in it. We got mountains, anything you need to know about doing a landscape. This painting has it in it, right? We have the layers of trees. We have mountains. We have clouds, right? We're going to have the trees close up. We're going to have the water. So it has everything in it you need to know to do landscapes for yourself. Once I have that in, and I know I'm moving rather quickly, but that's just because I don't want this video to be like 3 hours long. Alright, so if you fall behind, that's okay. I'm going to give a little ketchup mustard time between each piece. And now what I want to do is I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of black on my brush. And then I'm going to smush it off so it's even less black on my brush. So hardly any on my brush at all. Very little. And I'm going to zigzag zoom underneath these trees. Hardly any paint at all. So I'm going to zigzag zoom with hardly any paint on my brush underneath these trees. Okay, so it creates the shadow. Okay, and then you could just wipe the excess off into your land here. Okay, 6,000%. Look at that! Look at that! You guys made a multi-layered forest that's shaded. Hello! Good job, everybody. Right? You guys got this. See? Bob Ross all the way. So I'm totally tapping into being 12 years old. That's probably why I made myself look like a little doll. And doing Bob Ross paintings. So a lot of what I'm saying is what he said. But we didn't make our happy little trees yet. So ketchup mustard, everybody. Look at you guys rock and rolling. Right? So April, you got to let me know how Jessica's doing. And Rachel, you got to let me know how Robert's doing. And Tina B, I hope your hubby's feeling a little bit better just hanging out with us. And then we have Debbie and Ann and Jinsey and April and Jessica and Sheila, Tina B, Tammy's here, Patricia, Christine, Geraldine from Ireland, Kenneth and Rachel and Robert. Oh, Rachel and Robert. That sounds like a sitcom. Becky and Joan and Florence, Yolanda and Britton, Irene, Jamie, Sally, another Ann, Trish, Bonnie, Sherry, Pat, Carolyn. We're partying hard tonight. Oh, yeah. Oh, he fell asleep. Oh, good. He's doing good. He has a masterpiece over here. Oh, that's awesome, Rachel. I love it. 6,000%. And Becky, we have 2 Beckys in the house. Got 2 Beckys going on, but one Becky had to go. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out Mini-Me. We're going to take out, your hubby is Robert. Yep, hubby's Robert too, that's right. I just like calling him Tina's hubby. Alright, we're going to take out Mini-Me. We're going to grab that black, and we're going to grab that brown. Alright. So Mini-Me is the small flat brush. And we're going to turn around and we're going to zigzag zoom where the land meets the water. Okay, we're going to zigzag zoom where the land meets the water. And you keep everything going horizontal. Keep everything horizontal. So black and brown. Black and brown. And back here you keep it small and tight. You keep it small and tight back here. Right? And then as you work your way around, you can get it, start going bigger and bigger. Right, so as you work your way around, and everything is horizontal. If you notice, I'm zigzag zooming and horizontal. So as you work your way around, you're going to get bigger and bigger. And you can make it like more brown instead of black. Okay, so as you get closer to the bottom of the canvas, you're going to start making your zigzags longer, and you can make them more brown than black. But we're just zigzag zooming, guys. That's all we're doing. We're just zigzag zooming along here. 6,000%. Okay, and then I had a little island over in this corner. So I'm going to put that island in that was in this corner. Just brown and black. Just brown and black. Right? And leave enough room right here. Zigzaggy zoom, zigzag zoom, right? So leave enough room right here to put your rocks, okay? Alright, and speaking of rocks, let's put in our rock shape. So I'm going to grab my black and I'm going to grab my brown. I'm going to do a little dab dab. And my one rock was around this area right here. So we're just putting the shape in for now. So just a couple little like Humpty Dumps or whatever you want to do. And fill it in. Right? We're just filling it in. We're not worrying about the shading or the highlighting or anything just yet. We're just filling it in. Okay, so there's one rock. And then we had a rock on the island over here. So I'm going to turn around and fill in a shape over here. Right, because we had a rock over here on my island. So I'm going to fill that in. And then we had 3 rocks in the water. So I'm going to start with the one that's going off of the canvas. Right, just putting a little piece of something right there. And then I'm going to start over here, and this one kind of went up and then down that way. Right, start off small because the more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get. So start off with your shapes being small. And then the other rock was up a little further, and that kind of did one of these. Right, it's a rock. You don't have to stress it. You don't have to stress the shape of it. It's just a little scribble-do. It's just a little scribble-do with brown and black paint. That's all you're doing. And just make them smaller than what you actually want them. Zigzag zoom. You guys got it. 6,000%. Alright. So, next stop is we're going to do trees. Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. It's tree time. 6,000% tree time. Absolutely. So I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. And I'm going to, first I'm going to grab green paint though. And I'm going to fill in these areas in here because, you know, they're not filled in perfectly because we just color blocked before. So I'm going to grab some blue. And I'm going to grab some yellow. And I'm going to make some greens going on. And, right, so further back you go, the darker you want it to be. So, and then where my shadow is, I can tighten that up a little bit if I went a little happy and it's too big. And I could zigzag zoom by where my dirt is. Right, so we're going to fill that in a little darker green. And then I'm going to grab a smidge of white with that green. I'll make a little hill here. Right, do a little hill. Go around my rock. Fill this in. Right, so you're filling this in so it definitely matches up to where your rocks and your water is. Alright, and you could do a little zigzag zoom action if you went a little happy with your brown for your shoreline. You could cover some of that up if you need to. But we're just adding some more green in here. Okay, because we color blocked it before. We really didn't do much with it. And then over here on this side is going to be the darker green. So I'm going to grab my blue, I'm going to grab my yellow, and going to come in here. And you don't want to lose that shadow, but say you got a little happy with that shadow, you could turn around and, you know, tighten it up a bit. You can tighten it up a bit. Alright, so we're going to fill in our green over here. And I'm just going to grab some brown and some black and put this in a little bit more. Going around. Because I put my green in and I lost it. I covered it up. See? So me telling you don't cover it up, well, that's what I wound up doing. So you don't want to cover it up. And I'm going to grab my brown and my black, and I'm going to, you know, zigzag zoom my shoreline again. Alright, so I'm just dabbing with my brush. That's all I'm doing. Just dabbing with my brush and putting the second layer of shoreline. I'm grabbing some brown and I'm grabbing some black on my brush. And I'm just kind of pulling outwards and having it meet the grass where I want it to meet the grass. I'm doing a second coat on everything, so it really shows up, and get it to all gel together. Just like that. Okay? And now we're going to do our trees. So we have the brown and the black on here. It's tree time, everybody. I'm going to grab some more black. You want to make sure your paint is nice and loose and thin. And we're going to come over here to this side, to the little guy. Right? You want to put your brush straight up against the canvas, and you're just going to pull upwards. Holding your brush back here. Now remember, it's a little guy. So you're just going to pull upwards. And then, you know, if you know the churning of your brush with the show me the money trick, so you go like this, show me the money, show me the money, and then you put your brush in there, you turn your brush to churn these outwards. If you mess something up and one of your tree pieces are too thick, you just follow down the tree, follow down, and then make your trunk a little thicker. Okay, and remember, we're going to be smushing on top of these, so if there's one that you completely messed up and it's too thick or it's too big, leave it alone. And you could always smush, you can smush the leaves and the flowers that we're going to do on top of it. Okay, so if you see how that's really thick right there, I'm not going to stress it. I'm leaving it alone because I know that I'm going to smush on top of it later. So, leave it alone. Stop playing with it. Stop touching it. Stop trying to fix it. Leave it alone. Okay? Because you'll make it a bigger mess. Okay. Now we got to do the two friends. The two friends. Oh, yeah. The two friends. So I'm grabbing brown and I'm grabbing black. And I'm making sure my brush is nice and thin. And I'm going to hold my brush back here. And I'm going to start with the tree that's on this side. And we're going to pull. Woof. Bam. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Alright. I'm going to leave my hand in the same position. Check my brush. Still flat. Follow along here. Turn my thumb. Whoop. There it is. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Alright, grabbing more paint. And I'm going to come up here and whoop, there that is. And like I said, if one of these comes out really, you'll catch the replay after on. Okay, Jamie, bye, sweet love. Alright, so I got to follow along here and make that thicker and thicker and thicker, and then your tree will be proportioned. If one of your limbs is like crazy thick, you're just going to follow it down and make your trunk thicker. Alright? So there's one friend, and the other friend is at an angle, grabbing more paint, brown and black, and going along the side of my palette to flatten it out. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for the stars, everybody. You guys are awesome. Okay, I'm going to go next to it. Oh, let's bring him down. I got to bring him down because he's below the rock. My bad. So I just got to bring him down because he's actually sitting below the rock. The rock. Alright, so now that I have this guy in the right spot, now I can put his friend in the right spot. So, he's at an angle. There he is. Alright, put his little branches in. And if you can't do this with the bigger brush, it's okay. You can go back and do it with your smaller brush. That's fine. There's no law that says you have to use the bigger brush. You know, you don't have to. Alright, so this friend had a little too much to drink last night. He's a bit tilted. I'm gonna get all the globs off of my brush. You're just preparing and prepping. Okay, no worries. And I'm going to wipe him clean. And I'm going to grab some just black paint now. And I'm going to turn around and just put in some dabs of black on my brown tree to give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of shadow. Alright, and then over here, he's kind of dark, so I'm going to grab my brown and just put some areas of brown, just dabbing it in, giving a little bit of texture. Okay, a little bit of light. And then this one, maybe a little bit of brown, give him a little lighter area on the one side. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You guys got this. And like I said, if you can't do your branch, see now look. You're going to stress over a branch. Look, see what Eve did? See that big thick branch right there? You see that? You guys see that? We're going to cover it up. So leave it alone. Leave it. Oh, something just glitched and then the star count showed up. So I hope everything's okay on your end, guys. Okay, now for the rocks. Alright, so I'm going to take, I'll do it with the smaller brush so you guys aren't driving yourselves nuts trying to do this with the bigger brush. So I'm going to do this. Yeah, there's 30 people in here, Jinsey. How cool is that, right? I think I have 30 names on my board. Okay, so I'm going to grab Mini-Me. And we have our Mr. Rock over here. So let me bring you in. Let me bring you in. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to grab my lighter paint. So paint color that is lighter than my rock. And I'm just going to pick some spots that are going to be the top part of the rock and where it's going to be lighter. Okay. So say right here. Right. Obviously the top of the rock. Right. And I'm just dabbing this color on. Okay. A little zigzag zoom action. Right. Then let's say a piece over here is lighter. Okay. And then I'm going to put some lighter areas in my shoreline because I can. And now I'm going to grab the black and the brown And I'm going to put in the darker areas. Okay, so in here is going to be darker. And you just kind of dab it on and mess with it a little bit and play with it a little bit. And you're going to find what areas you want darker, what areas you want lighter. Okay, so you just put this in. Maybe a little piece up here. I'm going to make this shoreline. Alright, I'm going to wipe my brush off and I'm going to grab my lighter brown. Come back in. Hit a few spots. Okay, so you just kind of dab and play wherever you think, your rock, your world. I go back and forth between the dark and the light and play a little bit until I have it the way I want it. Not too much, right? Because remember what I said about the brown. And I'm just dabbing the colors in. However I see will work. Okay? So there's your rock. Alright, guys? Just like that. And then you're going to do the same thing. Okay, and then you can let this dry and then go back later on and add some more to it. You don't want to play too much because then your brown's going to start lifting off of your canvas. And I'm going to put some lighter areas in my shoreline here. Here, there, not everywhere. Now I'm going to do my rocks in the water, so I'm going to grab my dark brown and I'm going to put in some dark areas. Put in the darker areas. Okay, smush some of those in there. Alright, just smushing it on. Not really caring about where I put them. And then the rock over here needs the darker areas put in here. Okay, so I'm just putting the darker areas in here. Right? And I'm not doing anything with any rhyme or reason. I'm just smushing the darker color on there. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Now grab my lighter color. And I'm going to do like a little flicky-do here. Right? On the top of that rock. And I'm going to do some flicky-doos here. Flicky-doo, flicky-doos. Alright, so we're going to do some flicky-doos right there. This just became one rock. I'm okay with that. Right? Right? These things happen. So, now that is now one big rock instead of two separate ones. That's how that works, guys. That's how that works. You just gotta let it, you know, like, don't overthink it. Just let whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Because if it's not the way you want it, if it's not, thank you, Pat, if it's not the way you want it or it's not the way you pictured it, that's okay. You can let it dry, right? And then take, you know, stop painting on it for a while, let it dry, and then look at it with fresh eyes. And you know what? You might look at it with fresh eyes and be like, oh, that's actually pretty good. I kind of like that. You know what I mean? Or you might look at it with fresh eyes and be like, oh, I think this should be a little darker. Or this should be a little lighter. And, you know, you could totally turn around and do that. Like, I know when I paint rocks, they never look right. They never, ever, ever look right to me. Ever. Whenever I paint a rock, it does not look right to me. But you know what? When I take a step back, right? I let it dry and I take a step back. It looks like a rock. So it just feels weird just haphazardly putting in these lighter and darker areas just by dabbing. But then when I take a step back, it looks like a rock. Okay? So sometimes you got to take that break for yourself. Sometimes you got to, you know, take that minute, take that step back and stop messing around. Alright, so we are actually almost to the finish line. All we have left to do is our pretty flowers on our trees in a couple layers. We got to put our water lines in and then our greenery, and we're going to be all set, guys. So woohoo! Think about what colors you want your trees to be, right? Do you guys want to do a fall scene? Because you guys can make this a fall scene in a heartbeat. You just do all fall colors. You know, you don't have to do, I did a purple, a turquoise, and a red tree. Or pink. You don't have to do that. You can turn around and make it any colors you want. And if you're doing a color and you're not too sure how to do it, ask me. Ask me. My coffee's almost all gone. How long have I been painting, Pat? I have been painting since I was 12. So I started painting when I was 12 years old. And I took a hiatus in my 20s. I finished my coffee, so now I'm grabbing my soda. Excuse me. I took a hiatus in my 20s, like most people do. And I picked up painting again later on in my 30s. So, and I'm 47. So I've been painting for like 30 years. I've been painting a long time. That's why I'm saying everyone's at a different level, a different spot. And, you know, you got to appreciate and you got to recognize, you know, hey, this is my 5th painting ever. You know what I mean? You got to recognize stuff like that. You're not going to paint for 3 months and paint something that would be comparable to what I can do. I mean, if you do, by all means, that's amazing. You know what I mean? But you got to put it in perspective for yourself sometimes. All right? And honestly, you got to cut yourself a break. Cheers, everybody. I think, and women especially, not to single you out, Robert and Kenneth, but we're very, very hard on ourselves. So sometimes you got to take a step, take a minute. All right, so I'm gonna grab Big Fluffy here. Big Fluffy in the house. Okay, and I'm going to dab into my white, and I'm going to dab into my red, and I'm going to smush it somewhere. I'm going to smush it right here, and I'm just going to put the smushes on my tree. Here, there, not everywhere. Remember that branch that was all messed up? Ba-bam! He's not messed up no more. Alright? And you just want to, don't follow your branches. Alright? Don't, this is a don't. Do not do this. Don't do that. And don't do this. Don't do that either. The Q-tip. I call that the Q-tip. Don't do the Q-tip. And don't follow your branch so strictly that your things are in a straight line. You want to pop and move and dab. Okay? And have everything be sporadic and spread out. Alright? Just like that. My smushes don't seem to look like yours. Yes, Britton, what happens is you guys, what winds up happening is that smushing is fun. Alright, I'm going to clean my brush as I'm talking. So what happens is that smushing is really fun. And then you want to add your dark and you want to add your light, right? And so you smush and you extra smush your initial color. And then when you go to add your dark, you're smushing some more. And then you go to add your light, you're smushing some more. And then however you wound up doing that, now you just have a big mushy mess and it doesn't look like anything but smeared paint. So the trick is, especially if you're new, small amounts of paint. You could always add more. So whenever you're doing anything or trying anything, small amounts of paint, you could always add more and build it with acrylics, okay? 6,000%. Another thing is that I know smushing is fun. And you get into it and you're like, yeah, this is great. Right? But if you start doing that too much, you're going to get a big mushy mess. So you got to have to use some smushing self-control. We need smushing AA. We need smushing anonymous. That's what we need. Alright, I cleaned off my brush, and I'm going to do the blue tree. Alright, so I'm grabbing white. I'm grabbing some blue here. I don't have any blue on my palette. I guess I should get some blue paint. Alright, so I'm going to get some blue paint. So that's what happens. So, you know, what do you do with it? You have to let it dry completely. And once you let, and I'm going to grab a smidge of the yellow and some white, because this was kind of turquoisey. Right? So a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white, and more blue for turquoise. I'm going to come in here, and the same thing. I'm going to just, here, there, not everywhere. Right? No Q-tips, no following the branch perfectly. If you have a branch that you messed up, cover it up. Okay? Cover it up. It's all good. Right? And we're going to smush this guy. Right? Nice, big, pretty tree. And when you smush, you got to stick and move. If you keep smushing, so what happens too is that if you keep smushing in the same area, right? If you keep smushing this and smushing this and smushing this and smushing this and smushing this, see how it got rid of all the pretties? See how it's very flat and goopy looking now? So you have to stick and move when you smush. You can't just keep smushing in the same area a bunch of times, because it's going to get cakey. It's going to lose the variation of color. Like, you're going to lose all the different colors that smushing gives you from the brush having different colors on different bristles. Okay, so you got to stick and move, and then leave it alone. Let it dry a bit before you go in to add the darker and lighter to it. Okay, so now I'm going to grab red with this blue, because my other tree was purple. So I got blue on my brush, I got red on my brush. I'm going to smash it. I'm going to add some white, smash it. Okay, now I have my brush loaded with paint, so small light touches. And this tree is behind this tree, so I'm just going to put some hints of purple, like it's peeking through the other tree, and very random, here, there, not everywhere. Actually, I'll just put this tree in front, because it'll be easier that way. So, ba-bam, see, now that tree's in front of the other tree. See how that works? Okay, and I'm sticking and moving and adding whatever whatnots that I want. Say this is a low-lying branch, right? How pretty is that? Look at that. See? Isn't that awesome? So, if you guys want to learn more about trees or the mountains or the water, and now I'm going to leave it alone. After I do one more dab, right? So, you got to do that one more dab. You just have to. Right? Leave it alone. Oh, I'm just going to dab 2 more times. Smushing Anonymous. Alright, last time for roll call. So if I missed you, I apologize. So, Debbie, Ann, Jincy, April, and Jessica are hanging out tonight. We got Sheila and Tina B and Tammy and Patricia and Christine and Geraldine and Kenneth and Rachel and Robert and Becky Jones hanging out with us. Florence, Yolanda, Becky, Britton, Irene, Jamie, Sally, Ann, Trish, Bonnie, Sherry, Pat, and Carolyn. Yes. Okay, so you want to get clean white paint, and you want to make sure it's nice and thin and loose. Alright, so you want to get clean white paint. Alright, I'm grabbing clean white paint, and I want to take my tiny out of the water, give it a little tap, And I'm not going to dab it. I'm going to put it right into my white paint to get my white paint nice and thin and loose. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. I'm putting it in my water. I'm giving a little tap. See the drip of water on there? And I'm going to put that in my paint to get it nice and thin and loose. Alright. Once I had that, I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush, and we're going to take small amounts of the paint on my brush, the loose paint, and we're going to zigzag zoom our shoreline, guys. So back here is really small, and you're going to do some zigzag zooms, but it's really tiny, and you want to go horizontal. All right, close up, see, really small. Really tiny. And the brush is not a marker, so wipe off your brush and then grab some more paint, because you want it thin, you want it small. Okay, you don't want any globs in this process, because you're going to be like, oh goodness gracious. Alright, once I have that back part done, now I'm going to wrap it around. And when you wrap it around, you're still going to stay horizontal. Okay, you're still going to stay horizontal. And every time you see me leave the canvas, I am grabbing more paint. Okay, now I want to show you a little trick. Creeper! Girl, I just scowled past and I heard... Is this where the party's at? I don't know, Megan. We're having a paint party that's kid-friendly, so you're more than welcome to hang out with us. But we're going to behave. This is a behaving party. Welcome, sweetheart. Welcome, Megan. Welcome to the fam, love. All right. So, I'm going to grab more paint. All right, now I'm going to show you a little trick. See this guy sticking out? Now, I'm going to skip over a piece of that, right? I'm going to skip over this piece right here that's sticking out. And I'm going to come over here and do the lines there. And then it looks like that piece is sticking out in the water. Alright? And I'm going to turn around and just keep zigzag zooming all the way around. I'm going to zigzag zoom all the way around. Now, even when you get to this, you're still going to stay horizontal. You're still going to zigzag zoom horizontal. And your zigzags can get bigger and bigger. Your zigzags can get bigger and bigger. So, I'm going to show you that trick again. A little closer this time so you can see what I'm talking about, because we're going to do it with this rock. Alright, so I'm back here. Alright, small little pieces. Everything's tiny, little zigs, little zooms. Okay, little bits. Little bits. Alright, now I'm going to skip over the rock area. I'm going to skip over this piece right here, and I'm going to come out over here. Alright, and that is the trick. And then what you can do is the water is going to be flowing around this, so you can turn around and do like a little ripple do. Like the water just went around the rock. Okay, and then as you work your way closer to the bottom of the canvas, you're going to make your zigzags bigger. You're going to make your zigzag zooms even bigger. Right? Now, you want to do your zigzag zooms around your rock. So you want to turn around your rock. Robin's a creeper tonight. Hi, Robin. Alright, so here's my rock. It became one big rock. I'm going to go where the rock meets the water. Okay, this is just mixing in with the shoreline. So I'm just going to fill that in right there. And this piece is coming around the rock, right? So I'm going to turn around. Earthquake! Move you guys over. So I'm gonna start back here on the side of the rock, and then I'm gonna bring it in to be on the front. Now this is gonna cause these rocks are causing all sorts of ripples in the water. Okay, so we're gonna have all these ripples going on in this little area because the water is going around it. And then you can add ripples wherever you want. I'm going to add ripples in here because this is kind of flowing through, and maybe it's like turning into a river or something. But if you notice, I'm still staying horizontal with all my lines. Okay, so and you can add your water ripples any way you want to, or as much as you want to. And just like that, ba-bam! We've got Happy Friday. We've got our water. All right. Now we got to add the bushy areas, and okay. So we're gonna hide the bottom of our trunks with our bushy areas, and then we're gonna do our second layer, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the twigs and stuff, and we're gonna be all done. Right? It just makes it all come together, right, Pat? Okay. So, large fluffy, swirl, tap, dab 'em. Swirl, tap, dab 'em, right? Get him nice and fluffy. Make sure he's not wet or goopy or any of that stuff. Make sure when you're swirl, tap, dabbing, you're not dabbing on your paper towel into anything. I'm going to grab my red. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to smash. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to tap in my next layer. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. Bam. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is the blue one. All right, so I got to swirl, tap, dab my brush. Thank you so much, Megan. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. Oh, yeah, we're doing the finishing touches, and we got some awesome things going on. I'm going to grab my blue, and I'm going to grab my white. That's all dirty. And I'm going to grab some yellow. That's all dirty. And we're just going to do some smashing. And I'm going to come up here, and here, there, not everywhere. We're going to smash in the next layer on this tree. Okay, here, there, not everywhere. Because you don't want to lose some of those soft areas. Okay, now I'm going to grab my red and my purple area right here. Smash it, and then do this tree. Okay, and he's in front of the other guy. He's in front of the other guy, right? So here, there, not everywhere. And we're going to smash in the areas on this tree. Load my brush back up again. Smushing is fun, I'm not going to lie. I enjoy it. Sometimes I over smush. It can happen. Now I'm going to grab some lighter color. I'm going to grab my dirty blue that's going on. And I'm just going to tap. Very, very, very light touch. So you can see, like, maybe this tree has like some white flowers on it or something. So I'm going into my white. I'm smashing. Got it all on the tips here. And just very light touch. Hardly touching it at all. I'm going to put in the white areas because now he really does look like he's in front of the blue tree. Alright, now you guys that wind up with big mushy messes, wait for it to dry and then do this step. Okay? Alright, we need our smushing over here. So I'm just going to smush color in here. Alright, because we need our smushy bush. We need to hide the bottom of the tree trunks. Okay, so I'm going to smush some color into there. And I need a smushy bush. Over here was a little bush right here. Let's smush some paint right there. Move you back. There you go. Smush some paint right there. And then in the corner, over here, where I wrote my name, there is a smushy bush right here. Smushy bush right there. Okay, and behave. Behave, Miss April and Jessica. You guys behave. Alright, so now I need flicky doos. Okay, so I'm going to grab my smaller fluffy. I'm going to grab my smaller fluffy, and we're going to grab blue. We're going to grab yellow. Maybe a touch of black. Okay, and we're going to do flicky doos. So there's flicky doos underneath this tree. So I'm going to flicky do, flicky do, flicky do. Just like that. Alright, and then there's flicky doos coming out the sides of this bush here. So flicky do. And I'm going to put in the highlights and the leaves separate. Right now I'm just putting like where it's going to be. Flicky doing with my fluffy brush. And then there was more on this side. Alright, so I'm going to flicky do on this side. Just like that. So I know where that's going. And then I'm going to smash over here some more. Just because I have the paint on my brush. So let's smash over here some more. Oh, you guys can't see that. There it is. Swoop. Smash in that corner. I'm going to grab some white. And tap. Tap, tappy-doo, tappy-doo. Here, there, not everywhere. Right? Tappy, tappy, tappy-doo. There it is, just like that. Okay, and then come over here and tappy-doo my smush over here. So grabbing some white with that purple. Okay, because you guys can make your bushes and your trees and whatever you want, any colors you want. So I'm just going to tappy-do over here. Okay, get that to look pretty. And do you do tree shadow on the water? I did not. I did not do tree shadow on the water or any type of tree reflection on the water because this is moving water here and here it's moving. So if it's moving, you're not going to see a reflection on it per se. Can you guys? Yeah, you guys can do one if you want to. But I figured by the time you guys do mountains and trees and water, I wanted to keep it simple. So I didn't add the reflections. And plus, I made it moving water. So you're not going to see a reflection in moving water. And if you wanted to do a reflection of this tree, you literally are only going to see a little piece like that. Like right here. A little tiny piece. And with this, they're like over here. And if I bring this down and over, it's going right where my water is moving. Okay? So you're not going to see a reflection in moving water. So those are the reasons, Bonnie. Those are the reasons why I don't have the reflections in the water. Okay, I'm going to grab Mini-Me. And I'm going to grab some black. A little bit of brown maybe. And I'm going to put my shadow in underneath this bush. Zigzag zoom a little shadow in there. Okay, and zigzag zoom a little shadow under here. Soften it with your finger, the best blending tool ever. Come over here, add shadow. Zigzag zoom. Soften it with my finger, because it's the best blending tool ever. Alright, and now we're going to go with Tiny. And if you want to add your white dots for flowers in this tree, okay, all I did was do dots for the white flowers in the tree. So I am just grabbing white paint and my tiny brush, and I'm just doing dots. We're just doing dots. That's all we're doing. And then I'm going to grab my yellow. That's kind of got green in them. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just flick. And flick. Right there. I'll wipe my brush off. And come over here to these guys. See? So, flowers. And flicky bush. Okay, come over here to my flicky areas that are over here. Each layer makes it more and more realistic. Yeah, the more layers you add, the more real it's going to look. End of story. So, I'm going to flick the yellow onto this bush right here. So, that is with every acrylic painting, Jinsey. The more layers you add, the more realistic it's going to become. Okay, so I'm flicky doing the yellow. And flicky doing the yellow on this piece. Okay, so flicky doing, I'm just putting my brush on here and flicking upwards. That's what a flicky do is. Flicky do, flicky do, flicky do, flicky do. Okay. And I have one thing left to show you. You came in real late. Will this be up for viewing later? Yes, Ethel. Absolutely. My replays are always available. You can find them under the videos tab on my page. Or you can, they will be on YouTube. My sister does my YouTube. She's a little distracted with her grandson right now. But they will be on there eventually. So, I've got one last thing to show you, and it's really cool. And your smushing has to be dry for, thank you, Jinsey, for helping me. Your smushing has to be dry. Oh, and thank you, everybody, for your stars tonight and your support. Please message me your address privately if you'd like the Mr. Nifties. Okay, so they're a little detail brush that I send out as a thank you for free. You know, $3 or more, okay? And those of you that are new to stars, they're $1 each. I don't know, you guys were writing something about a special or something. I'm not really sure. PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Links are in here. YouTube link is in here. Thank you so much, Joan. Thank you guys, really. You know, you guys help me keep the lights on and help me get the art supplies, and without you guys there wouldn't be any party because I wouldn't be able to do it. Alright, so I really, 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 really appreciate it. Wow, this like lipstick's like die hard, man. It's not going anywhere. Look at that. It's just as bright now as when I started. So, speaking of Nifty, I'm going to take Nifty. I'm going to go into my black paint and get it nice and loose and thin. And I'm going to show you a trick with the trees that makes them even more realistic. And it's super easy to do, but it makes it look totally cool. And I'm going to show you what it is See this? See this right here? See this? Okay? So, you have a marvelous evening, Sheila. So, I'm going to show you that trick. So, what that is you turn around and you look to see where your branch was before. Alright? And then you define that more. Alright? And then somewhere along your greenery, you just stop. And then what you do is you follow that branch out. And you put in the pieces of branch on top of the fluffy parts. And if it's like black and brown, like if your tree's lighter, you can add a little bit of brown to this. That's fine. Okay, so you can add a little bit of brown if you need to. If your tree's brown, you could do it with the brown and the black together. That is fine. Okay, so and you put in pieces of your branch back in. Okay, and then that is how you break up the tree and make it look more three-dimensional. So the other branch was like right here somewhere. And it doesn't matter. Like if you don't remember where your branches were, you could just turn around and put in a new one. It's fine. So I'm going to follow this all the way out and just put pieces of it back in. I'm just going to put pieces of it back in. And this makes your tree look more like a tree. And then when you get to the end, up here, now I'm going to put two little pieces coming out like that. Okay? So you can do this on all your trees, but so the other branch was like here, so I'm going to put a piece there. And that is the trick. That is the magic. That is what makes the trees look like trees. Also, if you have a big globby mess, you could put a branch through it, and you're not going to notice the big globby mess anymore. Okay, so, and you just put these branch sections in here, there, not everywhere. And I'm going to follow this all the way up. Follow this all the way up. Like it's going right off the... and you can go back in with your smushing and fix accordingly. Now, see, remember I put this piece right here? So check out how awesome this is going to be, right? So I'm going to grab my paint, and I'm going to picture in my head the branch, right? And then I'm going to put in pieces of that branch that is curving downwards. I'm going to put in pieces of that branch that's curving downwards. And another piece is going to be here. And then another piece here. And I kind of just make them smaller and smaller as I go along. And then it's going to have, you know, the part that sticks out. And if I want to, I can go back in later on and add a little bit more smush to clean it up. And say this piece has a branch that's coming, like it's a big L. Okay, so I can put that part in there. Put this part in here. And then you just make them smaller and smaller as you're working your way out. You just make them smaller and smaller as you're working your way out of the tree. Okay? And that is how you get a very realistic looking tree. And it's easy peasy, something simple to do. And now your tree looks like a real tree. And now I can go back in with my medium fluffy. Right? I can go back in with my medium fluffy, grab some that purple. And I can clean some of these up a bit just by kind of smushing the purple back in. You know, I can clean up some of those edges by smushing this back in. and you still see those pieces, or say you messed up a piece, right? You could just cover it. Alright, so I'm just going to smush in. It works with the sound effects. You got to go just like that. So I'm going to work in these smushes here. And clean it all up. And that is how, I'm not going to do it on all the trees. You get the point. You get the idea. And now when you look at it, now it looks like a real tree. Compared to this one where I didn't do that. Okay? Or this one where I didn't do that. They're pretty, but that one's more realistic. So it's all up to you on how you want to do your trees. Okay, so on this one, I did very little fluffing. And I have a lot of branches in between. But you see how that branch is over the fluff? Alright? And I followed these branches through and then put the little piece right there. Same with this. See how that's over the fluff? Okay, so that's the idea behind it. This is over the fluff. I added that later on. I didn't put the fluff around it. Right? Over the fluff, over the fluff. Then I ended it and I followed the way the branch would go through the tree. Okay? So that is how you do that. And then when you look at them, they look like real trees and not just fluff monsters like this guy. Okay? So I think I showed you everything. And I love you all. Next Friday is Pelicans, which I can't show you the painting because I'm going to be doing that painting in person, and it's at the venue right now, so I can't show you that painting in person. I am working on the next painting. It's going to be a surprise. I'm not even going to show you. Ha ha ha! And I hope you guys have a lot of fun with your trees and your flowers and your branches. And I hope you had a lot of fun with this painting. You guys are always asking me for landscapes. So there you go. Alright, Carolyn, and I'm just finishing up, baby doll. So, and thank you guys so much for the stars. I really appreciate it. If you had fun tonight, tap that button. Because honestly, y'all warm my heart. You really do. And I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So thank you so much. And Carolyn's back, fat and happy. And I'm finishing up, Carolyn. So, and I remember to put my sign out before you yell at me. You are so welcome, Geraldine. It is amazing that you're here and that you're in Ireland. I think that's absolutely so cool. Lisa V in the house. Hi, honey. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, Jincy. Thank you guys so much. I see those hearts. Bonnie, thank you so much, hon. I hope everything is well with you. And it looks better than you thought it was going to. That's awesome, Debbie. Oh, that reminds me, guys. So on the event page is where you want to share your creations. I don't know if I posted a spot yet or not. If you can find it, if you put it on another post, that's fine too. But I put those little montages together of everyone's work. So absolutely share what you did. I'd love to see them. And if anybody ever has any questions, the most direct way to get in touch with me, or if you want to order a brush set, or if you want to purchase a painting, is to message me through my page, and the button's on the top of my page. It says send message. So that is the most direct. I did put it. Thank you, Tina. Awesome. So post your paintings there. You got notified? Oh, that's so cool. All right, see, some things annoy me with this app, and some things actually work out pretty good. So we're not going to worry about that. And guys, think about things you want me to teach you for How To Tuesday. If there's anything that you want to learn or you want to do, if I already did the video, I'll share the link with you. If I didn't, it'll go on the list for How To Tuesday. So you guys tell me what you want to learn. Alright, I'll show you. I don't mind. I'll do it. So, and then if there's anything you want to paint, like for a Friday night paint party, let me know. 6,000%. I'll put it on the list. Right? The pelicans, somebody asked for pelicans. That's why we have pelicans. And you guys are always asking me for landscapes. So that's why we have the landscape. And a face. No. I did silhouettes of people. I've done eyes. I did nose. And I've done lips. We never made it into a face. You love your painting? Awesome, Rochelle. I hope Robert likes his too. And there's other people. It turned out way better than you thought. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Jinsey, there's other people out there that can that can teach you how to do portraits better than I can. I'm not can I do them? Yes. Do I like to do them? Absolutely not. And because if you get one line wrong, it throws the whole face off. So anybody that wants to get into portraits, my recommendation is to draw people first. Draw faces first. Get the angles down. Get the shadowing down. Get the different, because everything's different. And one little line, it doesn't look like the person anymore. And it just takes one little line to throw you off. So any of you that are interested in doing portraiture, start off with drawing faces first. That is my recommendation. And there's some amazing people out there. And portraits are better in oils. It's a lot of flesh tones, and it's a lot of blending to soften the flesh tones. And with acrylic, it's quite tricky because you need to put extenders in your acrylic. So, not happening, Jinsey. Thanks, Mohammed. It's all messy. But anything else? A dragon. I've done a dragon. I did a mythical creatures how-to. And I showed how to paint a dragon, Tina B. You weren't here for that? I could have sworn you were around for that. And there's a couple of... How, you're just kidding. And there's a couple of paintings that are dragons. We had Mama Dragon. And then we had the Flying Dragon. Oh, yeah. Dragons can get very intricate, too. When I did How to Mythical Creatures, we did a dragon, a griffin... I think there was something else. I can't remember. But, I can do just a how-to dragon. I can do that. We could do that. Yeah, we could totally do that. I can show you the basics. We don't have to get that, before you were hanging out. That's okay. We don't have to get that intricate with it. A horse. I did a painting with a horse. It was Amish country, if you want to look that up on the YouTube, Debbie. And we can do horses. Somebody else was asking for horses, too. So I can put horses on the list. That's fine. I basically just have farm animals on the list. We did our piggies. And you love doing the Jersey Devil, right? That was Medusa and the Jersey Devil. We did that. Yep, so it's going to be Halloween time soon. Can't believe it's September already. So, if you guys have any Halloween-y stuff you'd like to see, you can let me know too. Or fall. Anything for fall. You can send me a message, send me a picture. Or if you're thinking of anything, let me know. Okay, guys? Alright, I love you with all my heart. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Y'all warm my heart. You really do. I love you so much. And have fun and go create. Okay, guys? Mwah. I love you. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and healthy, everybody. Bye.